Uh, time. It
Okay.
really, um, as much as I love doing it, so I love coaching in person. I love even just the back and forth interaction of remote coaching. So I like studying videos. I like giving feedback. I also like reading the feedback from the athletes that I work with. I like having a phone call with somebody. I like having a FaceTime. But the amount of time that that takes does not allow for much else. So it can be, it can be very consuming to the sense of not knowing when to turn it off. When you do turn, the computer off or the phone off, or you leave the gym that you've been coaching at, you can have a sense of guilt too, when you're wanting to disconnect a little bit. So I guess that I love so much, which is the relationships and the interconnectedness, is also the part that I can sometimes be frustrated about as well, because that can drain you, and then that's just a balance point. Um,
Have you ever hit
and
like um, a burnout point?
um, I don't think so. I think probably maybe 2 years ago, I probably yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, I probably got very close to it, because that's where I was not comfortable with saying no to something. So in the sense of, I was teaching my regular weightlifting classes at like 5 different CrossFit gyms. So I would go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday every week to multiple gyms. But then I was also on Friday, I would travel, and sometimes to a different country, to teach a workshop. And then on top of that, I was also trying to work with anywhere from like 15 to 20 remote athletes. So what I found was that it was doable, and I actually would enjoy each one in its own silo. But what was lacking was, one, no like meaningful relationships outside of that. So in terms of whether it be, family, like very platonic relationships, or even anything intimate, I wasn't able to hold on to anything like that, because there was no time for it. And then like lack of sleep, and lack of, personal, just taking care of your own wellness. When I do feel like things are going a little bit too quick or a little bit too fast, I do still, I'm thankful to feel capable of just slowing down, bringing it kind of back within me. um, why am I doing what I'm doing? So why am I traveling to all of these places? Why am I teaching these classes? Why am I working with these people? And then, as long as all the answers I'm happy with, and I feel like they're representing who I want to be as a person, then I'm okay with the activities that I'm doing, or the work decisions or the projects that I'm taking on, as long as I feel like um, they're projecting, my character and what I want my character to be, and they're building towards where I also want it to go.
And if you had, out of all the places you've been to, if you had to pick one to live, well,
That's so tough.
top three places to live in.
Yeah, it's so tough. The Honestly, and I could change this into, it's like an exponential. I could have three places with three different scenarios of three other places. The easiest would be um, St. Augustine, Florida. Would definitely be one. Um, oh man, uh, La, Las Rosas, Spain, so near Madrid, Spain, and then and this is current, because I have some other biases that are occurring. But then the other would probably, oh man, it's tough.
What a good question. I'm not trying to catch
Yeah,
you.
yeah, no, no. Hod Hasharon, Israel. So, and reason being, those are the three places where I've probably had the most immediate family feeling. Like, as soon as I was in those situations, I felt like I was a part of the like family community of them. Now I could choose pretty much anywhere in the United States that has a Power Monkey person, and I would be completely happy there. And then, now that I'm married and I have a wife and her family all in Germany, I'm incredibly happy here. So I could see myself here. But those three places, just in a sense of over the last 10 years, I've accumulated a lot of time in each of them, and really, really felt a sense of being and a sense of belonging. And they're all very different cultures, and I really, really appreciate all three of them.
And what does strength in faith mean to you? I have to ask that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the strength and faith essentially means is, for me, a lot of things. Obviously, a lot of things. It can mean just really where am I grounded? So where do I feel most strong and most purpose and most guidance? And it's in my faith. So being somebody that grounds or tries to ground all of my choices, all of my decisions, all of my thoughts in Christ as a follower of Jesus. That is ultimately where I feel strongest. So when I start to feel weak, when I start to feel overrun, when I start to feel stretched too thin, that's where I retreat to. So it's definitely like a place of safety, but also a place of purpose. So knowing where that's grounded allows me to feel very strong in more of my endeavors. So I guess that's the easiest way to put it.
Does that help you relate to, let's say, people of other faiths? So let's say when you go to Israel or Saudi Arabia, do you
Hmm.
find you have more patience, more understanding, or less?
I would like to think so. I definitely feel very, very comfortable in settings with people that have a different worldview and a different faith. I don't ever want to be the type of person that makes others feel uncomfortable based off of what I believe in. I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that's right, and I definitely don't feel that that's my purpose. So yeah, I would say if I ultimately try to put on like my Jesus glasses and look at everything in the way that I've been taught that he looked at it, then I feel that I should be very, very comfortable, very, very accepting and understanding of anybody, no matter what their belief set is, and who they close their eyes and talk to.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, step one is always step one. The easiest way is meeting me. If you meet me and then you ask me, I can't say no. So
Okay. Do they have
yeah,
to meet you
but
in person, or can
no, that's actually been the kind of the interesting thing. I've had some remote athletes that I've never met, and I feel like they're family, just because of working daily back and forth through whatever platform we work through. So yeah, emailing me or Instagramming me or anything like that is I've opened myself up to that, and I enjoy being able to.
okay? And on Instagram, you are Mike Cerbus.
It's as easy as can be. Yeah, Instagram is Mike Cerbus, so as long as you can spell it Cerbus, and then my email is the same, Mike Cerbus at gmail.com. So those are always easy ways to get a hold of me and yeah, philosophize about life or get stronger and more fit.
Okay. And what about this summer? Where are you going to be this summer?
This is where I said I'll have some bias, because I definitely think there are two other places I could imagine living. One is God willing, we will be in Crete in Greece, and I spent 1 week there last year with you and with my lovely better half. And I think both of us would put that on our number one list of at least partial living. um, so yeah, we should be in Greece this summer.
Awesome. Well, thank you for episode 1 of Chats with Mike Cerbus.
Yeah, chats in depth with Mike. Anybody that's listening, they should know that most of my conversations with Stella end up like this. Sometimes 1 hour, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 5 hours.